Hello. I am so terrible at introductions. This feels like the hardest part of any of this. I'm very transparent, so showing my budget to people on the internet does not scare me. People's criticism of how I do things, how bad my artwork is in here, does not scare me, but somehow introducing myself is very hard. But I have to start somewhere, and I'm very tired of waiting for things to happen, waiting for things to come to me. So this is my way of pushing myself out of my comfort zone to make sure that I am financially stable, that I am doing what's best for myself, my family, and my daughter. I am Jen. I am a 28-year-old out in California, and I live with my boyfriend in a 2-bedroom and 2-bath, meaning that a lot of my budget is allocated towards rent. It is insane, but I have lived in not great situations out here. So it is one thing that I'm okay with sacrificing to make our living situation the best that it can be. I'm more than happy to go into that if anyone's curious. Like I said, I'm an open book. But I wanted to start this one because I think community is so important when you're making big changes to your life, when you're setting yourself up for accountability. Having people surround you who have the same goals, are like-minded, is really important. I also think it's really important to be open to hearing everybody's side. If you think that what I'm doing is wrong, or there's things that should be changed, or there's a better way of doing it, I'm very open to those sort of conversations as long as they're done respectfully. And all I ask is that you respect everybody here. So with that, a little bit of background on my finances specifically. I was introduced to a very similar method to what I use by my sister, who used the Dave Ramsey method to get out of student loan debt. I did not go to college, so I'm very thankful that I did not have any student loans to pay off. But life happens. I made bad decisions when I first found out that I could get a credit card, which wasn't until the age of 21. I had a dead tooth. I don't know if that's the right word for that or the right definition for that. But I had to get that fixed, meaning that it was thousands of dollars of dental work. And that was my first introduction to debt. That was the first time that I had ever been in debt. I worked really hard for about 1.5 years to pay that off. And then I got pregnant, and I had to work to save up as much as I could for medical bills. The medical bills ended up being more than I was able to save. So then after my daughter Zoe was born, it was about catching up on those bills and getting out of debt for the second time. And then I kind of let up on my budgeting. I kind of trusted myself to make responsible decisions, to use my resources well. And so this past year in 2024, I did no budgeting. I kept a similar system of every time I get paid, I have a set amount that goes into a bills checkings account that I do not touch. I have a specific credit card that is set up for all my bills to come out of, other than rent and insurances, which have to go through debit cards. And that my bills are not the problem. That is a very seamless way for me to do it. I love receiving points because I can do it responsibly by utilizing credit cards. Even with my spending, I spend on credit cards. I pay it off before I get paid. I pay every Monday, so the Monday before I get paid, I pay it off and I see where I am. And it worked out for, I would say, 7 months out of this last year. My friend got married. We went to Cabo, and then paying for her wedding I had to fly to Dallas for. And there was another big, moving. We moved into the place that we're at now from a 1-bedroom, 1-bath that was a absolutely horrible living situation. We tried to get the city involved. They would not do anything. Our property management company would not do anything, so it was just best for us to get out. And I saved about $7,000 for that move up front, and it still ended up being more than that to get out of that situation. So that leads me to where I am now. I'm about a little under $4,000 in credit card debt at the end of 2024. And I want to fix that because I had a wake up call when I was making excuses, being like, it's only $4,000. It's not that big of a deal. There's a lot of people that I know that are in much higher debt than that. 4,000 seems so little compared to some of the numbers that I've heard. And that's a dangerous mindset to have because it can pile up, and if you're in $4,000 of debt, what's another $100 charge that you're not anticipating? And that's where people get where they are, unfortunately. So I want to stop myself before I get there. And it also, $4,000 is more than a month of rent, and $4,000 covers bills for an entire month. So that's an entire month of living security that I can provide for my family if I wipe out that debt. So that's what my plan is. I'm going to be very aggressive about it while also maintaining some sort of understanding of who I am and where I overspend and things that I'm not willing to compromise on. Again, this is my way of doing it. I am not here to inspire you to do everything exactly the way that I'm doing it, because there are flaws. That's why I'm here for the third time in debt. But I think it's important to again grow this community so that I have support and I have people that I can support, and we can all do this together. So with that, I will open this up. I am not an artist, but I like to try. It is therapeutic for me, so have fun critiquing. You can let me know how many times my art stresses you out, because I am not a color in the lines kind of girl. If you want to see me set this up, I do have a video that I'm going to post with this one as well. I have no pages to start 2025 to just, I didn't want to sit there and look at the numbers and be upset with myself and never get this off the ground by discouraging myself. So we're just going right into January. I probably will regret not having a starting point to look back on at the end of the year, but it is what it is. January as a whole will be a lovely month for finances because it is a 3 paycheck month. The way that I do my bills is I have, again, a set amount that goes into my checking account every paycheck. I account for 2 paychecks per month, and I split my bills in half. So I have half of my bills per month coming out on the first paycheck, half of it coming out in the second paycheck, in the way that my bills are lined up. I never have any issues with things coming out before I have the money for them. And again, I have it coming from a credit card where I can. So my bills, again, are not the problem. That's all nice, and that's a very stress-free way of cutting things up. I will go ahead and say that my paychecks are variable because I work on a low base pay and I work on commission. So everything varies. It makes it kind of tricky in terms of accounting for variable expenses. But I'm figuring it out. So with that, we will go ahead and do paycheck 1. Let me just make sure I am in frame. Beautiful. So I got paid on Friday, January 3rd. My income is quite small. Comparatively, it's more than my base pay would have been, so I got a little bit of commission on this one. But as you'll see, the next time that I get paid, it will be a lot higher and it will be a little bit more fun. I got paid $1,622.48. When I'm budgeting, I never account for the cents. That just stays in my checking account where my variable expenses go out to. I use Chase and Ally. So Chase is for my bills, Ally is for my variable expenses. So everything that's left over on my paycheck after bills come out goes to Ally. From there, in my bills account, I have $1,230. Again, that automatically goes and transfers there, so I don't even have to worry about that. I understand that this is extremely high when you're looking at the income to bills ratio. Again, this is a bit smaller than some of my other paychecks, so it evens out just a little bit. And again, I am paying an absurd amount for rent in Los Angeles. My boyfriend is born and raised here. I would love to move, but that's not going to happen soon. So we're working with what we got. So all that's left over automatically goes into spending, which is a bummer. That's going to be $392. And again, it's 48 cents. So we'll throw that in there just for now, but usually I don't account for that. I get paid bi-weekly. And so for 2 weeks, I typically account for $500 of variable spending. I find that when I make things more difficult for myself, it's a lot easier for me to fall off the bandwagon. So I just group it all together: my gas, my groceries, eating out, again, variable expenses, toiletries, all of that. And 500 is a stretch with the rise of groceries. The way that my boyfriend and I split up paying for everything is I typically pay for all the groceries because I do the grocery shopping. It's just a lot easier, and he pays for the eating out. So typically I'm not paying for restaurants or fast food, or if we go out to drinks, that's typically him. Some weeks I'm paying a lot more because we don't eat out as much. Some weeks he's spending more than I am, and we don't nickel and dime each other, and so far it works. But if we ever need to change that, we're more than open to that. I don't use my car often, so I really don't drive. I'm filming this quite late, about a week late from when I got paid, and I've pretty much used all of this, and unfortunately a little bit more than that, just because I typically have $500. So I would like to create a system somewhere in the near future where I can adjust. That way I have rollover money that I can help with these lower paycheck weeks. But for now, it is what it is. We're working with what we got, and it's okay. So that means for savings, we have nothing. Priority, family, and fun, we have nothing. But I will go ahead and take this time to show you guys how my saving accounts are set up. I have 3 saving accounts with Ally, and Ally is wonderful because they use systems called buckets, very similar to the Dave Ramsey method, where you have categories for all of your spending and savings. So you have sinking funds dedicated to specific things. I need that because if I see a number in my savings account, I just think that I can spend it wherever I want when I'm really trying to save up for a vacation or a new bed, and then it just all gets jumbled in my head. So I take advantage of that. But I will go ahead and do start off numbers, which I actually need to pull up. So give me one moment. Okay, I have my computer off screen so that I can pull up all of the numbers. But while that loads, I will go ahead and mark out all of the ads because we're not adding anything today. Okay, so my first savings account is my priority savings. This is things that are considered more long-term, things that I always want to make sure that I'm hitting if I can. I am not stressed if this is lower than I'm putting into my other savings accounts. It just means that I want to at least put $5. These are things that I'm going to need a new laptop at some point, so I want to make sure I'm starting that. Investments I have automatically coming out as a part of my bills. But this is like, if I have an extra $5, can I throw it to investments, retirement? This is the one thing that I know I'm going to get judged for. It is not great. I am not adding a lot to it at this time in my life, and I know that I should be. So do not be me. Start that early. I will not be teaching my daughter to do it this way, but it is what it is. So 3 months is something that I started recently. I emptied it out from what it was because I needed to get a desk. I work from home and I do a side hustle, something that I would like to grow into being my full-time job as a travel agent. So half of my income when I get paid for my travel agency work goes to 3 months, and that's what I was doing before I emptied it. But my daughter got to an age where working from the couch or working from the dining room table was not an option. I needed a full desk set up in order to separate us a little bit, while also being in a place where I could watch her. So right now, where do I want to? Let's just go backwards. Hopefully that gives us enough room. I have $5. Electronics, I have $20, and this is something I really want to beef up soon as I can. It's not a big deal right now, but my laptop is on the older side in terms of laptops. So I just anticipate needing to dip into that soon. Investments, again, this is not all I'm investing, but it is just extra money that I can throw into investments on top of what I'm already doing. So that has $10. Retirement has $95. I actually just pulled out $200 to start a Roth IRA. That was one of my goals to start off this year, opening up an account because I did not have one. So that has $200, and then I have $95 left over. I'm just not sure what I want to do with that, and I'm now realizing that I am off on my numbers, and that's going to piss me off. So I am so sorry. Okay. Yep, I see where I went wrong because I forgot I set this one up wrong. So all these go up. That's going to be annoying, but it is okay. Wedding, I am not anticipating. I'm not engaged. I'm not anticipating needing this. But I do want to, again, anticipate and get that going before it stresses me out even more. Home, this would be used for any moving. Hopefully we're able to stay in this place long term. It is not rent controlled, so we'll see what our contract looks like at the end of this year. I need to be mindful of what I'm putting in here. If we're ever in a place where we can put a down payment on the home, this would be where that goes. An emergency fund. We have an emergency fund. We have $1,000 that will stay as it is. Because I would like to at least get 3 months, and then I will kind of combine those. But right now I want to make sure that I separate out emergencies and at least have $1,000 that I know I cannot touch. Because as you can tell, I already emptied out 3 months, and I don't want to go any lower than 1,000 of just in case expenses. For pets, I have a dog and a cat, and they have $295. This is where I pull from any time that they have food or litter or vet bills, medicine, all of that comes out of this. I did have it at 1,000, but with moving and having to pay more rent and all of the things that had happened in the last couple of months, I was not contributing to this. So I was constantly taking out, and it depleted it quite a lot. So I would like to get this up to 1,000. Vehicles. I do not have a car payment, which I'm so thankful for. I paid that off about 1.5 years earlier than it was scheduled to be done. I had this at, again, higher, but I was not contributing to it as much as I should have been in the last 6 months. So now it's $842. I would like to get this to at least 2,000 because I have a high deductible on my insurance plan, and it's 2,000. So I would like to at least have 2,000 and then keep adding to that so that I can pay for car maintenance, and when the time comes, a new car. Medical has nothing. We all got sick, so I took the very little amount of money that was in there. But I would like this to be at 1,000. I'll also just say that anytime that I accrue interest, it's directly from the savings account, so not each bucket gets its own interest. It's based on the total that's in this account. And I have that set to go to my retirement just as a nice little added bonus. And in this account, I'm working backwards, so it's kind of difficult for me to figure out where I need to start. $2,287.60. Hopefully when the year's done, we can look back at this number and see that we've grown a lot. We'll see. My next two savings accounts that I have is family. This is for my daughter, for any family events or things that we want to do. And then a little account for my boyfriend for Valentine's Day, birthday presents, Christmas presents. If he wants something and I want to surprise him with a little gift, I pull it out of there. So I will pull up those numbers. Okay, in family, again, we are not adding anything. Again, as you will see, we will kind of make up for this in our next paycheck, which will be larger, and it's a 3 paycheck month, so I'm not too worried about not adding anything. For my daughter's birthday, we have $65. Her birthday is in May, so my goal is $800. Feels odd, but that's what I spent for her first birthday, so I would like to at least match that. I'm planning on my tax refund, if I have anything after I pay off my debt, to fully fund this one, just so I don't have to worry about it. In babysitters, we have $10. We are so thankful that we live in the same apartment complex as my boyfriend's mom, and she's so lovely and is willing to watch our daughter for free. We just like to sometimes treat her to things as a thank you. She will not accept money from us, so anything that we can give her, do for her, or little treats that we can give her, that's where we pull it out of. For sports, she is a bit young, so we don't pull from this now, but I just want to get ahead of this. I did plenty of sports growing up, and I want to be able to provide for her the same experiences and opportunities I had. So I'm just getting ahead on that. Her fun money is at $5 with Christmas. This was all gone, so, and again, she gets whatever she wants, no matter if it comes from here or if I need to pull from my typical variable spending. She always comes first, so even though her numbers are not high, just know she's being provided for, cared for, and I do everything that I can to make sure that she has a wonderful life and has everything that she needs. So she is spoiled, even though these numbers do not show it. Her savings account, I tapped into when we moved, so that's at $8.53. I am not worried about that because this is just what I'm contributing to our daughter, not what my boyfriend's doing. She's well set, so she's okay, even though that number does not show it. Her medical is $375. I would like to get this to 1,000, and the reason why it's separated out from my other medical account is I want to make sure that she's provided for no matter what happens to me or my boyfriend, and I would have extreme guilt if I tap into a joint medical account if something were to happen to me and I needed to pay a hospital bill or I needed to go to the doctor or have surgery. I would feel guilty, like I'm taking away from her. So just for my peace of mind, it was beneficial for me to separate them out so that when I need to tap into my own medical account, I know that I'm not taking away from her. Family time, again, this was depleted during Christmas time when we went to do Trail of Lights and fun Christmas activities, Christmas cookies. That's where those kind of things come from. Next we have baby needs. This will cover all of her like diaper wipes, when she needs to size up on all of her like pajamas, stuff like that, that will come out of there. Again, this is just a way to like prioritize that money. If there's no money there, it comes out of it comes out of their variable spending and we'll save on groceries, or I won't do something. I'm not a very high maintenance person in terms of toiletries and hair products. I don't do my nails. Or if I do my nails, it's very, very rare. So she's taken care of, don't worry. Right now she has 0 because we just got a bunch of diapers and wipes. Her clothes, she is good for now, but she has $5, and Babe has $5, bringing our total for our family account to $548.53. And I'm gonna speed through this. I feel like this one won't need a lot of explanation because it is what it is. For fun, I have major holidays that we celebrate, including Halloween, which has $5. Thanksgiving has $5. Black Friday has $5. Christmas, I believe, has nothing. Miscellaneous holidays, this is like the Valentines and the Easters. 4th of July, $5. Hosting, $5. Camping, we're big camping people, so anytime we want to book something or need new equipment, $5. Sports, for any recreational leagues that my boyfriend and I are in, $5. Toiletries has nothing. Self-care is where my interest goes for this account. And for family, it goes into Zoe savings. Basically, if you see any cents, that's from the interest. That has $6.39. Home, we needed stuff from Target, so that doesn't have anything. Occasions, this is for birthdays, wanting to treat people, donating to, right now with the LA fires, donations, anything like that comes out of occasions. That's like treating people. And vacations has a measly $10, which is okay. We don't have anything right now. Bringing this total to $66.39, which I'm very thankful for, no matter if it's small. That is all for this paycheck. The next one will be a lot more fun because we will have more money to work with, more money to pay off debt with, and it will be fun. I'm so thankful that you guys are here. If you felt inspired or connected in any way to this, I would love for you guys to be a part of this journey. Keep up to date with me. If you guys have any questions, leave it down in the comments. And yeah, I'm so happy to be done with this because it only gets easier from here. So thanks so much.